Hi guys, Laura Parker from GameSpot here. I'm here with Rio Mito from Namco Bandai Games and we're going to be talking Knight's Contract. Now Rio, thanks for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're showing today of Knight's Contract?
魔女、グレート兵の2人で、ゲームを進めていくような、スラッシュアクションになってます。
So this game involves an invincible executioner, Heinrich, who fights alongside a resurrected witch, Gretchen, who together battle through different enemies with their slash action combos. So what the player is involved to do is he's to control Heinrich and use her slash action combos to slash to the different creatures and enemies that appear in the game. Heinrich, the supporting witch, will use her witchcraft spells, which the player can also command, to help out with attacking and defeating the enemies. So the unique aspect of this game is actually the character that the player controls is actually invincible. So therefore he takes damage but he will never die throughout the game. On the other hand, Gretchen, the resurrected witch, actually has a power gauge on the top left-hand corner, as you can see. When that reaches 0, she will die and the game will end. So the player will be required to fight against the enemies, protect Gretchen, and cooperate to fulfill their goals. So throughout this game, what we want the user to try and enjoy is obviously the feel-good slash action combos. But again, along with that, we want the player to be able to combine it with the different types of witchcraft and create his or her own original slash action witchcraft combo as the game progresses. This game itself, actually, we've set it in mid-age Europe, in the medieval German times. So therefore, we tried to mimic the environments so that they do look a little bit European, a little bit German. A lot of the story and settings have been inspired by the tales of Dr. Faust, as well as the witch hunt stories that have been told during that time as well. So therefore, the creatures that these two constantly fight against are what we call homunculus, which are monster creatures that have been created by Dr. Faust and his experiments, who is also the main villain in this game as well. We've also put a big emphasis on the actual story of the game, so it's not just a simple action game, but it's a fairly in-depth story where the player can proceed through, watch and enjoy a whole bunch of different events, demo scenes, to gradually understand what the story is all about. There's also 6 other different types of witches that will appear throughout the game. And so Gretchen, being a witch herself, will have to battle against different other witches that use different types of witchcraft to fulfill their ultimate goal in the end. So boss battles, as you can see, will involve different types of bosses with different visual, different sizes. And each individual boss will have its own characteristics, own attack patterns. Depending on the boss, they will have specific witchcraft types that work better against bosses than others. So it's up to the user to be able to try and find the proper witchcraft to understand how most efficiently to defeat the bosses. Throughout the game, as the game progresses, the user and the characters will gradually level up, and the types of slash action combos that Heinrich can use, as well as the different types of witchcraft, will increase in variety, giving the player more options and allowing the player to add on to his combos as he proceeds through the game. So in a nutshell, that's sort of an overview of what the game's about.
That's cool. All right. Well, the game looks great. Thank you so much for joining us.